This week, a local reporter for Fox 26 out of Houston gave the most epic plug for Project Veritas ever.
Outages across the region. Fox 26 reporter Ivory Hecker is live in Montgomery County to take a look at that aspect.
Thanks, guys. That's right. Before we get to that story, I want to let you, the viewers, know that Fox Corp has been muzzling me to keep certain information from you, the viewers. And from what I'm gathering, I am not the only reporter being subjected to this. I am going to be releasing some recordings about what goes on behind the scenes at Fox because it applies to you, the viewers. I found a nonprofit journalism group called Project Veritas. It's going to put that out tomorrow, so tune into them. But as for this heat wave across Texas, you can see what it's doing to AC units. This one broken down as we...
She was immediately fired as she expected, but if you want to quit your job, you might as well go out in style. In her interview with James O'Keefe, which was released the next day, she had some audio tapes of her bosses admitting that they were censoring her from covering hydroxychloroquine and that the station wasn't geared towards the news or the viewers, but rather what the CEO and the general manager wanted on air.
Fox came at my throat for standing up against censorship.
In my opinion, you failed as a reporter.
From the inside, yes, there's a narrative. Yes, it is unspoken, but if you accidentally step outside the narrative, if you don't sense what that narrative is and go with it, there will be grave consequences for you.
It's not just about the viewers, it's about what our CEO reads. It's about what our GM reads.
What's interesting about the whole hydroxychloroquine thing is, you can't promote it as a treatment for the coronavirus or the platforms will take that down. Even if you're a Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, who was talking about a new study about hydroxychloroquine that apparently you're still not allowed to talk about, is the fact that even if that was medical misinformation, people have to go to a doctor to get a prescription for hydroxychloroquine. It's not like people are promoting household goods or products or, some natural cure for the virus. Even if they believe what they were hearing, even if it was false, they would still have to go to a doctor. And if in fact the doctor didn't think that it was accurate or safe, no doctor is going to prescribe somebody hydroxychloroquine. And it's not like you can go to some drug dealer on the street and get it. You know what I think is medical misinformation? Probably 3/4 of the prescription drug commercials which you see on television every single day. Oh, you're feeling depressed? Don't worry about joining a softball team, a Bible study, or engaging in any other new hobbies that'll get you out of the house and help you make some new friends. Just take this pill instead. Reason Magazine is an online libertarian magazine that also has a YouTube channel because, well, who doesn't these days, right? And they had one of their videos taken down because I think they were also talking about the coronavirus and hydroxychloroquine, or there's another drug that you're not supposed to talk about. But in this case, I actually think the censorship of them is hilarious because they're one of these hardcore principled libertarians, and every time somebody gets banned from social media, they remind everybody that these are private companies and that's the principled libertarian stance. Libertarianism is fine as a personal philosophy, but completely impractical as a way to manage a functioning society. And if these pipe-dreaming libertarians actually got their libertarian utopian dream, they would end up creating the very government structures and the laws that they once claimed to fight against in order to solve the problems that would come up in their society. Something else that'll probably be censored on the big tech platforms fairly soon is any discussion about the mostly peaceful protest on January 6th involving any sort of agent provocateurs or FBI informants who may have egged some of the craziness on. Tucker Carlson opened a gigantic can of worms this week by raising some of those concerns.
And speaking of January 6th, why there's still so many things, basic factual matters that we don't understand about that day? Why is the Biden administration preventing us from knowing? Strangely, some of the key people who participated on January 6th have not been charged. Look at the documents. The government calls those people unindicted co-conspirators. What does that mean? Well, it means that in potentially every single case, they were FBI operatives.
And the liberal media completely lost their mind because they don't want you asking certain questions about certain things or being aware of certain historical events like the Gulf of Tonkin incident, the Reichstag fire, Operation Ajax, Operation Gladio, the Lavon affair, or certainly Operation Northwoods. I'm tired of hearing about it though, but not as tired as I am about hearing about racism 24/7 as everybody with a brain is. Like this parent at a local school board meeting.
When you talk about critical race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other, that's pretty much all Kim said. It's pretty much what it's gonna all come down to. You gonna deliberately teach kids this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You gonna purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed? How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How do I get, first of all, time up, we've only got 5 minutes now, not 5 minutes. 2 medical degrees. No mom, no dad in the house. Work my way through college. Sat there and hustle my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that look like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious? Not one white person ever came to me and say, well, son, you're never going to be able to get nowhere because you know the black people. But guess what? What's sickening about this whole thing is what y'all doing right now is already something I do in my community right now to speak out against stuff because black folks are getting told by other black folks, oh, you know you ain't going to be able to do nothing out there in the world because them white folks ain't going to let you get no, oh, you know you're not going to be able to do it because you know, the white man going to keep you down. Well, how did I get where I am right now if some white man kept me down? How am I now directing over folks that look just like you guys in this room right now? How? What kept me down? What oppressed me? I worked for myself from off the streets to where I am right now. You gonna sit here and tell me this lie of critical race theory? Of this the reason why black folks can't get ahead because of white folks? Are you kidding me? This is what we come to now. I can't believe we even talking about this right now. The last thing we're gonna say right here is something that's crazy. Martin Luther King said he wanted his kids to grow up in a world where they are judged by the contents of their what? Their character, not their skin.
In other news, Joe Rogan finally discovered Brian Stelter.
Remember when CNN was talking about podcasters, about how, you know, that there's people on YouTube that get more views than a CNN show, as if it was some horrible thing. They didn't even understand the way they were describing it. They were describing it as if they're entitled to viewers.
That's right.
They were saying, there's people on YouTube right now that get more views than this show. This is because the market is spoken.
Right.
And your show's terrible.
That's right.
Well,
they suck.
Brian
They're terrible at their
Stelter's
job.
show keeps slipping and slipping and slipping in the ratings.
He's the worst. There are segments where they're outright calling for censorship.
Yes.
They're like, hey, please deplatform the people who I don't like because, you know, oh, they're saying things that are conspiracy theories. And by the way, they use that for anything. They use it so loosely.
Brian Stelter talking to the press secretary saying, what are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? Like, hey, mother, you're supposed to be a journalist.
Joe, you didn't even try a little Brian impression and you call yourself a comedian? What the hell's wrong with you? He's begging to be mocked. And if you like mocking the liberal lunatics, then I'm sure you'll enjoy my warning, contains facts and opinions some may find offensive shirt. Or if that's not your style, get a I Love Global Warming tank top. Also available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.